Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. In this recipe, we're going to be making Asian mixed vegetables and beef strips. We're going to be serving that over a bed of rice. I'm going to be showing you the process to get these results on the left of that picture there. So join me and let's go. So here I have 2 cups of rice that I'm going to be cooking. So I'm just going to place it in a bowl where I can easily rinse it. So I take it over here and I start rinsing my rice. For me, I like to fill it up. I do about 2 rinses. So I fill it up and then I rinse it. So yeah, I have rinsed it twice. So I'm just giving it a little bit of a rinse again. And yeah, I'm just going to be transferring this over to a boiling, rolling boil of water. So here I have some water that's vigorously boiling. To that I'm going to add a tablespoon of butter and about a half a teaspoon of salt. And we're going to be adding the rice right into that. So we're going to be giving this a mix right here. And at this point, the water is still on high. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this temperature right down. It's on high right now. We're going to turn it down to very low, just under the low mark. And then we're going to cover it completely. And then we're going to set our timer for 25 minutes. Hey y'all, so here we have some round, inside round beef strips. So here I'm going to be transferring all this beef to a bowl, and I'm gonna give it a rinse. Probably rinse it with some vinegar, and then I'm gonna proceed to seasoning it. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a rinse right now. And here my beef has been washed with vinegar and drained. At this point I'm gonna be seasoning it. So here are the ingredients I will need or used. Here I have some lemon juice, garlic powder, onion powder, cilantro leaves, parsley flakes, minced garlic and ginger, and chicken base concentrate. 1 tablespoon of chicken base seasoning, half a teaspoon of ginger, half a teaspoon of minced garlic. And then we're gonna start incorporating these together. We're gonna mix it up. I'm going to add chili flakes to this because it's just a preference. So I'm gonna put about a 1/4 teaspoon of chili. We're going in with about a teaspoon of lemon juice, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon of cilantro, 1/4 teaspoon of... So for fresh ingredients, I'm going to be adding some fresh coriander, probably just 2 or 3 strands. I like coriander, so I use a lot, but you can scale back to at least 1 if you like. I use 2 onions in this one, a half of a sweet pepper, and then I have some frozen vegetables. This is a Asian mixed blend, so there's beans, mushrooms, carrots, sweet peppers. So to my pot, I have 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. In here it can be any oil of your choice. I just like to put enough to cover the base of the pot so nothing will stick. So yeah, I put 2 tablespoons of oil in there. I'm going to be adding these fresh things to it. I'm going to leave a touch of this back for the very end, and a touch of onions. So we're going to be adding these ingredients to the pot now. The oil is pretty much hot. I'm going to save these sweet peppers for closer to the end, and I'm going to save a touch of onions as well for closer to the end, that much, not a lot. And I'm going to put some cilantro to this. and we'll give it a stir, and I'll show you what else I add to it at this stage. Yeah, so at this point, I'm just gonna stir these and get them all integrated. Just trying to really steam a little bit of the onions before I add the frozen veg. So to this, at this point, I'm gonna be adding 1/4 teaspoon of ginger and 1/4 teaspoon of garlic. We're also going to be adding about a tablespoon of that chicken base seasoning, and then we're going to give it another mix. In about 5 minutes, we're going to add our beef to be cooked. So we're going to give that a stir into this onion stuff that we did. When our beef is cooked, at that point we're going to add the frozen veg to it. But right now we're going to focus on getting this beef nice and tender and cooked, and it has enough flavor in there now. Yeah, so my rice is also done. It's cooked. It's pretty grainy, which is what I like. I don't like clumpy rice. So yeah, it's pretty grainy. It's with that measurement of 2 cups, it exactly fills this pot to the brim. So that's my measurement for this this size of pot. So yeah, my rice is cooked. I'm just gonna leave that cook. We're gonna let this cook down for at least, we're gonna set a timer on this for 20 minutes. So we're gonna set a 20-minute timer and start. And we'll be here to check it as well. And we're gonna turn this fire down to medium. And then we're gonna cover this and let it develop its own flavor. And so it's been about 5 minutes. Oops, lots of steam there. It's been about 5 minutes. And back to check it. It's developed its own sauce there with the lid on. It made its own gravy, its own sauce. As you could see, I didn't add any water. So I'm gonna let this cook for the next, that was the first 5 minutes. We're gonna let this cook for the, so it's been yet another 5 minutes with it cooking uncovered. It's developed a nice thicker sauce inside, which I'm happy about. So at this point, it's been 10 minutes cooking the beef. We're going to be adding in the frozen veg and get that going. So we're going to have it uncovered, and we're going to stir in that beef flavor into this frozen thing. We could leave it sit for about, mind you, I turned my fire up to high. I have another 6 minutes and 15 seconds out of that 20-minute cook time. So I put it up on high. That's just to break down my vegetables a bit better. And yeah, I'm going to be right here monitoring it for the next 6 minutes. And I'll be showing you what's going on at that point. So yeah, I'm just going to let this cook down a bit in that high fire for a while, and I'll be back. I'm going to go in with a tablespoon of Hosein sauce as well. On top of that, we're going to put in a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger and a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic again. Tiny bits, it's not a lot. Plus it's just fresh stuff, so it's okay. It's okay to put more ginger and garlic. Those things are good for you anyways. So yeah, then we're gonna give this a mix. My vegetable is still frozen, so we're gonna give it. So it's been about 4 going on 5 minutes that it's been steaming unbothered. So I'm just gonna add the last bit of seasonings to this pot. So here we're going in with some teriyaki, probably just 1 tablespoon of teriyaki. We're going in with some oyster sauce. We're gonna take about a tablespoon of that as well. Yeah. And we're gonna go in with some Hosein. So y'all, for the last 2 minutes of cook time, I'm gonna reduce the fire to medium again. We're going down to medium. And we're gonna be adding in, remember those last bits of vegetables that I saved earlier? We're gonna be adding that in at this point. The last bit of onions, the last bit of coriander. And we're gonna give that a stir in here. It's only gonna be cooking for the last 2 minutes of this cook time. And yeah, so our timer is going off. Our 20-minute timer has come to an end. So we're gonna turn that off. And we're also gonna turn off the stove because this particular meal does not need to be cooked longer than 20 minutes. So yeah, so this is finished. the stove is off and this meal is pretty much ready to go. Yeah, so I just turned the stove off and so we have it here, y'all, the finished product of this meal. This is a beef and vegetable stir fry with rice, over a bed of rice. And yeah, so this is the finished product. So it looks like. Thank you so very much for tuning in and for watching. I hope you enjoyed this recipe as much as I enjoyed preparing it. Bye for now.